So good morning, Dr. Salma.
Good morning, Miss Heidi. How are you doing?
Doing great. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
So we're very excited on this journey of the art of graceful change, which is our journey for women that are going through perimenopause and menopause to discuss, rather than discussing the downside of it, what we want to do is uplift women. We want to give them as much knowledge as possible so they can figure out their own journey, because there's too much information out there, very conflicting, very confusing. And I myself started the journey a couple of years ago and have been on a journey of such confusion. I tried so many different things, nothing worked, and it got me to a very low space. Then I discovered some certain things which we'll talk about today, which has given me so much more clarity. So what I want to do today is first of all introduce what you do, and then we can delve more into the topics of perimenopause and menopause. So please introduce yourself.
I'm Dr. Salma. I'm a consultant naturopath. I am in Ozone Reserve, Bolifushi. So what does naturopathy does is we usually teach people how to live in a natural way. So it is a completely modification of your lifestyle so that you can age gracefully. As you mentioned, there is beauty in every stage of life, and particularly women, they go through many stages, coming from menarche to womanhood, pregnancy, bringing up a child, and perimenopause, menopause. These are all, every stage there is a beautiful change in womanhood and woman body, and the hormones in women are very divine. They are changing every stage of their life so that they can support the body changes that it is going through. So coming to that, when we are speaking about perimenopause and menopause, naturopathy has a very different way of seeing it. So when we are speaking about naturopathy and perimenopause and menopause symptom management, first of all we assess women what they are going through, because every woman is different. So individual symptoms are different, so we can't put them in a box and tell like you are this, so you come into this box. No, we can't do that. So every woman is different. That's why we ask them individual symptoms, where, for example, a woman who is in her perimenopause may not go through spaced cycles. So spaced cycle is estrogen levels will gradually drop down when a woman is entering into perimenopause or menopause. Due to that, the cycle, which is usually ranging from 25 to 28 days, that would go from 28 to 30, 30 to 60 days, or sometimes in some women maybe it goes for more than 90 days. It may go different. So what are you? What are your symptoms? What you are going through? That's what we assess in naturopathy. And
so, sorry, just to cut in there. So, right, you've got, from my understanding, like, because some people are saying perimenopause is just a thing, like as in it's just been created. But I think from my understanding is that perimenopause was always there. It just wasn't called perimenopause, you know. And I think that from my mother's kind of generation, they kind of obviously went through that cycle, but maybe just thought, because I suppose if I look at my mother back in the days before she hit menopause, it was a bit of an empty nest syndrome, because myself and my brother had left home, so their lifestyle had changed anyway. And then my mother got a little bit depressed, and there was, you know, so that instead of looking at it as a change in cycle, it was, oh, that was the change in your life because of what was happening. Whereas I think it was more about lead up to perimenopause, but because of other things, they kind of looked at it in another way. But from my understanding, people are still kind of, is there a perimenopause, or is now this just a little thing that women want to add in as their, you know, their latest? Where does that come in naturopathy? So you're talking about these cycles. My understanding is perimenopause can last up to 10 years.
See, that is again individualistic. We
Yeah.
can't put them in a box.
No.
Yeah, I'm glad that you have bring up your mother and the things that she has gone through, and people are just saying, oh, it's a made up thing. No, no, it's definitely
I'm
not.
not feeling that.
No,
Personally not feeling
yeah,
that,
personally, even I too don't feel that,
Yeah, yeah.
because every month I go through many fluctuations.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's definitely a made up thing, as many of the society has put us in, and unfortunately that is what women is going through.
Yeah.
Because mood swings, irritation, and maybe the situations might add up fuel to that.
Yeah.
But even though the situations don't push a woman into that into any mood swings or irritability or loneliness or depression, whatever, so her body is going through that, even though she expresses it or she doesn't expresses it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up. And it's not a made up thing, definitely no. So what happens is our body is maintained by hormones. Okay, our mood definitely depends on hormones.
Yeah.
Unlike men, we don't have a stable hormone called testosterone.
They're so lucky.
Yeah, they are, and sometimes unfortunately the society blocks has built up by them, and someone are very lucky to get an understanding life partner, or the family is well educated about the women, what they go through in their life in every stage. But most of the people I know in any society are not lucky enough to get that kind of understanding or
Yeah.
education to be in a women frame.
Yeah.
You know, so I would like to put that in a way where woman is definitely going through something.
Yeah.
When the hormones get fluctuated. Okay.
Is there a cycle, like when they talk about TCM, for example, traditional Chinese medicine,
Yeah.
they talk about this 7-year cycle in women. Is there a cycle in naturopathy? Is there a similarity on that side?
Okay, so I can put it in this way. In naturopathy, we see body as 5 elements. Okay.
So the 5 elements, what are they?
Okay. Earth, fire, water, ether, and air.
Okay.
Okay. These are called Panchamahabhutas, or the essence of the life that has brought into, and earth and water will make the muscles, or the fire makes the digestive system.
Okay.
And ether and air makes your mental element. There are different elements to the body. So what body goes through is okay, for example, in perimenopause or menopause, the fire of the body increases.
Okay.
You know.
Interesting.
So the similarity I want to bring in is women will get agitation, irritation,
Hot flushes?
hot flushes.
Yeah, okay.
All these things are due to increase of fire element in
Got
their
it.
body.
Yeah.
Okay. And the drop down of grounding, earth, cooling, water.
Yeah, okay.
All this will get low.
Yeah.
So this is the cycle I would like to mention.
Right.
If you want to bring that up.
Yeah.
So this is the thing the woman goes through. So there is a fluctuation, imbalance, that what we say, that is real. And yeah, so we're coming to the these symptoms. If you want to speak up in a scientific way, the estrogen levels will drop down. So what does estrogen does? So it is helpful for the release of ovum, which is an egg.
Yeah.
So what happens is, in a normal cycle, when the egg doesn't get fertilized, it will wait for a period of 5 days, or the life of egg span is 72 hours, and then according to your cycle, maybe it will get released on 25 days, or some women, worst cases, it's 20 days, their cycle is 20 days, and then the endometrium will wash off with some blood.
Yeah.
That's what happened in a menstruation. So what estrogen does is, it helps to release the ovum.
Right.
And then what happens? In perimenopause and menopause, these estrogen levels will drop down. So the woman with estrogen is also helpful for accumulation of fat in your body, to maintain your mood, for a normal, healthy and glowy skin. Our skin okay, when there is a cycle of ovulation, there is a period where the ovum gets released. Women are very happy and their skin glows.
Okay.
So this is really things that we see.
Yeah.
So when this hormone gets fluctuated, obviously you will get irritated, your skin will become dry, all these symptoms are real. So it's not anything that is made up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So during that time, I hear a lot of women that, yes, the moods are low. Some experience night sweats, some are experiencing hot flushes throughout the day. Definitely dry skin is a huge thing for me, I know that. But also there seems to be a fluctuation of, like, when I'm in my menstrual cycle, sometimes it's fine and other times it's so bad these days. I used to have just such a consistency. Now it's all over the place. Still 28 days. Give or take, as in there's been a couple of months where it was a bit off, but usually perfectly 28 days. What's happening to my body during perimenopause to make now my menstrual cycle be really tough some months and just be so unpredictable with how I'm feeling?
So what you're mentioning is that is spacing. Okay, that happens due to estrogen low. Okay, and your body is constantly trying to, when the estrogen is low, your body is constantly trying to make it up. It will increase the stimulation of FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. Okay, so your body is going through this highs and lows.
So it's trying to rebalance itself, basically.
Yeah, definitely. Body will always try.
So clever.
Yeah.
Is it? I love the body.
Yeah, body. That's what naturopathy teaches you. Rather than making you to think, follow the trends blindly. It is to learn about your body, educate yourself, self-awareness. Okay, you have to observe in 28 days. Okay, what foods am I eating? Am I eating the foods which contains phytoestrogens? For example, flax seeds and chia seeds and soya beans, soya milk, all this contains phytoestrogens.
Do you know what's so interesting? I know this is so random, but I very much listen to my body, but subconsciously. I've got, as the team will know, I've got boxes of seeds on my desk at work, everywhere.
Okay.
And I put in seeds in everything. Chia seeds, flax seeds, pumpkin seeds. I've got boxes of them at the moment, and they're going into all my food. And I am having like your hummus, your soybeans I'm having, and soya milk. I'm craving it. So there we go.
Yeah, there we go. You got the solution. That's why you should always listen to your body.
And I think this is something that we're not doing well enough, is that we're not going quiet enough to listen to what our body's asking for. We're, like, for me, definitely, I spent a good year listening to too much noise, listening to too many things about everybody telling me what was going to be the solution, instead of actually sitting quietly and listening, having a basic understanding. Like now I understand the benefits of, now I understand why my body's craving them so much. But now being able to be quiet enough to say, this is what my body needs, and I don't need to listen to what, you know, the perfect solution is on everything.
So what I would like you to know, or any woman out there to know, listen to your body first. Our body will have a way of mentioning that you need this. We just need to crack that code and observe our body and sit back and listen to your body, so that you will never have to go to any doctor or a naturopath or an allopath to make sense what is telling to you. What it is telling.
I think it's a fear factor. I think we have a lot of fear, and what my understanding is around estrogen, and I have a lot of questions still on it, actually, because I still think I'm not too far into perimenopause, in the sense I think I've got a little time to go. But there is a fear factor around this estrogen dropping and the effects of women's health, because I'm being told brittle bones, I'm being told, you know, that you're going to have be susceptible to all these health conditions if you don't take, for example, HRT. And I have no comment on anybody that does or doesn't. I personally have chosen not to for now. I would never say no in the future, because no one knows what's going to happen. But for now, I'm not someone that tends to go towards the medical approach. But what is my alternative? of being able to maintain that so that I don't have to take the hormone replacement therapy. What's my alternative from a naturopathic point of view?
Okay, so I would like you to concentrate on phytoestrogen food supplements. Okay, food supplements that is natural. So as I mentioned earlier, the flax seeds, the chia seeds, and the majority of seeds, soya beans, will have the phytoestrogens which naturally
I never knew this. I seriously know. I knew it had like your omegas and everything, but I didn't know about the phytoestrogen.
Yes, these are naturally in the nature has given us so that we can supplement in our daily life.
Yeah.
And people who eat, there are definitely styles of eating.
Yeah.
Like people who are completely vegan, they can depend on this.
Yeah.
And who are vegetarian and who are not taking any kind of, some people don't eat beef or pork or chicken, but they eat fish.
Yes.
So they can take fish, and people who are good with non-veg, it's up to them to maintain the balance of the sheet.
Yeah.
But if you want to supplement your body, you have to eat in a balance.
True.
So your meal as a woman or a man should be consisting of protein, fats, carbohydrates, and then fiber. So this is the hierarchy that you need to follow on your plate.
So you've got a plate. I know we were talking about this the other day. I've got a plate, and I always, when I used to teach nutrition, I always used to have visuals for my clients, okay? So you talk about protein. Let's talk about protein from a non-veg point of view. What's a healthy protein for me?
Non-veg point of view, I think you can go for tofu. Tofu is a protein.
No, a non-veg.
In a non-veg point of view.
So if it's non-veg, do I want steaks or do I want chicken or fish? Like, what is a healthy protein for me if I'm non-veg?
Okay, first of all, I would never recommend anyone, first of all, I would never recommend anyone to take processed meat.
Like
Sausages, you know. The meat, the longer it's stored, the nutrients will get lower, and there are many preservatives.
You're talking, so anything basically you're talking about
which has preservatives, processed food stored for long, freezed, or has been gone through many process that is not healthy to eat. Even if it's vegetarian, vegan trends now has created vegan butters, vegan cheese, which is not natural.
No.
Don't go for it.
No.
If you're a vegan, just follow the nature. Eat fruits, eat fresh food as much as possible.
And I'm always saying that because I'm celiac as well, and what I always used to speak to people that were going gluten-free, I would say, don't look an alternative for bread.
Yeah.
Don't do the gluten-free bread. It's so high in sugar.
Yeah.
Go and find something else to eat.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need bread in our life. You know, there are other forms of complex carbohydrates that are just as healthy, healthier, should I say, without affecting, the system. So. Yeah, I think you're right that we have to have it so it's as least processed as possible.
Yes.
Because then you're putting less toxins in the body.
Yes, and the preservatives, sugars, the process that
So
we don't know
much.
what process that it has gone through and how many years or days or months it's been storing. We don't know that.
Yeah.
And as long as you're giving the natural, the food is as near to the nature, your body will be so happy for it, whether you are a vegetarian or non-vegetarian or a vegan,
So I'm good
whatsoever.
to have a beef steak if I can eat beef, or I can have some pork or lamb or chicken or fish. None of that is a no-go area, right? As long as it's in moderation.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
This I'm speaking as a nutritionist,
Yes.
not as a naturopath.
Yeah.
Yeah, because most of the naturopaths will follow the more vegetarian rule.
Yeah.
And supplements to balance the non-vegetarian source. But as a nutritionist myself, I would believe that the balance of food is very much important rather than following a fad or a trend.
Yeah, true. And then if we're talking then vegetarian options of protein, what are the healthy vegetarian options of protein?
Yeah, so I would like to tell first of all beans, which are not stored and processed again. Not the canned and tinned beans.
True.
Okay, which has less sodium. Okay, because usually what I am telling is when the food is more canned or processed or preserved, it contains more of either sodium or sugars.
Yes, of course.
Because
yeah.
that's what making it preserve for a long period of time. So avoid that. Eat fresh beans. And again, coming to the beans or cereals or anything that is needed to be cooked for half an hour to 1 hour need to be soaked 6 to 8 hours prior. Okay, so that it will get absorbed easily in your body, and then it will not give you bloating, and it doesn't upset your stomach. Okay, these are the ways that you need to take your beans or cereals.
So that's your protein. Then the next we go to is your veggies and your fruits?
No. The next is fats.
Oh, fats. Okay.
Okay. So according to me as a nutritionist, proteins and fats are very important on your plate because that's what your major body is made of.
Okay.
Okay. If you observe your muscles, protein. Fat is next major thing in your body.
Yeah, true. But everybody would be scared of fat, right? Because they think fat means fat. As in, I eat fat, I be fat. So.
Yeah. So I want to break that down in a very simple manner. There are some good fats and bad fats. Okay. Good fats are the fats which are high density lipids. HDL. Which is very much necessary for your body hormonal balance, your mood, your good healthy skin, your hair, whatnot.
And what are they? What are those fats?
Okay, what are those fats? You can get them in avocado, good healthy clarified butter, and less processed oil. I mean cold pressed oils.
Okay, what are the best oils to cook with?
Cook with the oil shouldn't be processed. Okay, it should be cold pressed. What happens in the processing is they heat to a certain degree of Celsius and then they cool it down with a nitrogen gas. And then what happens is the healthy chains in the oil, to put it in a simple way, will break down. That body can't absorb, can't use it in a good way. That becomes low density lipids and very low density lipids. That is called bad fats in the trend. So the bad fat or the low density lipids or LDLs will have, these are the only fats which has capacity to accumulate in your veins or arteries that will lead to atherosclerosis. HDL don't have that capacity of accumulating because as the density is low, they are easy when there is a rupture of vein or artery. The body will send certain phagocytes and blood cells, and some fat will get accumulated that is leading to most of the cardiovascular diseases.
Interesting.
Yes. So only these fats have that capacity of causing you cardiovascular disease when it is taken in very uncontrollable levels. And I'll tell you one interesting thing. When you take high density lipid more, your liver will eliminate low density lipids and very low density lipids.
And the liver is such a powerful organ in the body, right?
Yes.
Of detoxification.
Yes. Fat metabolism and detoxification are the main functions of the liver. So when you are eating right, that's the major point of eating right. When you are eating right and you are following the nature and you are consciously listening to your body knows what to do. That's the beauty of naturopathy.
So true.
That's it.
So what comes? So protein, fat, what's after that? How else do I
Carbohydrates.
eat? Carbohydrates meaning?
Carbohydrates meaning which are energy fuel to your body.
And what kind of foods are they?
Millets, cereals. The more natural way you take it, the more your body will not get glucose spike. So carbohydrates are the easy way for your body to produce glucose. Fats are a bit difficult. Proteins are a bit difficult.
True.
But carbohydrates is an easy way for your body to get energy.
So I know a majority, if not all, of all my friends, as well as myself, energy levels are super low. We're exhausted all the time. And the mindset is have carbohydrates you know, to bring the energy levels up. But what's happening is we're all growing from it. Like carbohydrates doesn't seem to be our friend during perimenopause, menopause. And obviously there's a shift in the shape of the female body anyway, but it's just definitely those foods are not sitting well with us. So how much do you recommend that we have when we are eating, if we're having kind of rice or potato or any kind of complex carbohydrate? How much do you recommend for each meal serving?
Before me going into that, I would like to educate about what are simple carbohydrates, what are complex carbohydrates. So the complex carbohydrates are millets, cereals, beans, which has a outer layer, okay, which doesn't cause the glucose spike and a sudden crash.
Correct.
Okay. So the simple carbohydrates on the other hand are just rice or bread or the usual carbohydrates, maybe the morning what we have oatmeal with the maple syrup, honey or fruits, whatever it is. These all will cause the glucose spike and crash. Okay.
Okay.
The more you know, all the millets, beans and cereals will have the outer layer.
Yeah.
Or for that point brown rice will have the outer layer.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. When we soak it for 6 to 8 hours and cook it, they are whole source of carbohydrate, yet they don't cause the glucose spike, because the outer layer when we eat, it will slow down the process of digestion.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So the slower the digestion, the lower the glucose spike, the lower the glucose crash, and the lower you experience the hunger pangs, the lower you experience the urge to eat, or the brain fog, mental fog. These all will minimize when you are eating complex carbohydrates with good amount of fat, protein and fiber. This whole thing in your digestion will slow down the process of glucose spike.
Interesting.
And has low glycemic index.
Yes. And the glycemic index is about the sugar reaction in the body, whether it's a fast release or a slow release. Like an apple is a slow release, a banana is a fast release.
Kind of
higher up than the apple, for example, if you need a bit of a...
So what causes the slower release is first fiber. Okay.
Got you.
Fats and proteins. These all will slow down when we are eating it in a particular portion, or for example, the reverse eating. What is trend these days?
Fasting, reverse eating. There's just so many things out there. It's actually crazy.
It's not. The things which we are consciously doing for our sake, maybe just a crazy thing for the other, because it doesn't work for them. Correct. But it works for me, so why not?
And this is where it comes into, let's now move into what you and I were working on recently with my DNA results.
Yes.
So I found this absolutely fascinating. I've wanted to get my DNA done for quite some time. I obviously have a background where I understand the breakdown myself, you know, because I've already studied this, but I really wanted to work with you on a naturopathic front to see how do we interpret these DNA results now for me to be able to work naturally, because that's the route I want to take. And I found it fascinating how already since I've met you, I've changed my eating habits again.
Okay.
I have obviously taken recommendations with the supplements that are needed. I have to say that I'm feeling a difference. For a start, the bloating in my tummy has completely gone. Now, I always used to eat a higher protein diet because naturally I would eat high protein. And the last couple of years with lifestyle change and everything, that's changed. And I've gone more veg. It hasn't worked for me. And I thought, gosh, I have to be more healthy, and you know, it has not worked for me. And since I've gone back on this higher protein diet, oh my gosh, I feel the difference. It's huge. But now I'm not saying everybody needs this. Based on my DNA results, and you can explain, you know, the reason why I've taken that route, I just thought it was brilliant. And then with regards to the supplementation, you really opened my eyes on the Bs, the B vitamins, which I was always told as a hormonal teenager that were very important. Then it kind of got forgotten in the mid-years. Now I see how it's actually, I'd say it's probably really important all the way through for us as women, actually, those B vitamins, in order to not experience the crash like I obviously experienced. So can you explain a bit more about just the key elements that you and I went through with the protein side and the yo-yo dieting that came out of my DNA, and obviously the vitamin recommendations based on what my body is deficient in?
Okay. So the interesting part about DNA testing is you will have a insight what your body might go through in the coming years, and that's the best thing that you can do for yourself and you can invest in.
Yes.
Okay. And not that I'm saying the DNA test will, okay, for example, I have gone through a DNA test and I have got all the negative results. Okay, that doesn't mean I'm gonna die. Because DNA will have a 40% influence on your body, and rest 60% is in your hands.
So true. It's so true. And this is what people don't realize. This is a tool for us to understand our body, and then it's up to us how to adapt and apply, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of understanding and educating yourself.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of naturopathy again, to understand and educate yourself and bringing that awareness so that you can bring the lifestyle modification so that 60% is in your hands and you can change it anytime.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for example, in your case, can I speak about it?
Yeah, please. Yeah, I'm more than I've shared it with everyone. I'm like, read this, it's fascinating. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So your vitamin B levels are a bit lower, and your DNA result mentions that there is a chance of you getting diabetic. Okay.
Which I find fascinating, for having such a healthy lifestyle all my life, to know that I'm so highly susceptible to type 2 diabetes actually upsets me. But apparently women going through menopause will actually
go through that,
experience that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and high cholesterol. I've heard some of my friends, they have such healthy diets and now they've got high cholesterol during perimenopause.
Yes. That's what I'm telling. The hormonal fluctuations will lead to all these changes.
It's crazy.
It's just the hormones. Hormones are key for the body.
Yeah.
And key for hormones is proteins and fats.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling go and grab the fat and eat on it. No. There is a balance in everything. That's why you need to educate yourself and what your body, educate yourself by seeing and observing and sitting back, learning what your body needs.
And I think doing the DNA test for me really just gave me such clarity of what I needed, because I think as much as I know so much about the body, I've worked in this industry for nearly 30 years, I needed more detail, and I've been working blind for the last 2 years trying to manage myself, and it's such a relief now to be able to see, gosh, these are the things I need to do, and now I can see improvements in a short period of time.
Yes.
Tell me about, my B12 really needed a boost. My B6 definitely needed some. You were telling me about the benefits of B12. Tell me how the benefits for women going through this hormonal change.
Yeah. So B12 is cyanocobalamin that is synthesized in your gut. Okay. So the gut bacteria is the thing that synthesizes your B12. No matter how much fab diet you are eating, how classy diet or the perfect diet you are eating, if your gut is not in a place to synthesize the B12, you are B12 deficient. And in total population, more than 70 to 80% of the people are B12 deficient. Yes.
Wow. Okay. And so when should I say, because I've only just started, once my B12 levels start to elevate, what changes or what improvements am I going to see?
Yes. So coming to that, I want to speak about gut-brain axis. Okay. So you are what you eat. No matter you follow a vegetarian diet or a vegan diet or a non-vegetarian diet, in most of the non-vegetarian, there is a myth that non-vegetarians don't get B12 deficiency. No, you will get B12 deficiency no matter who you are.
Okay.
So the gut bacteria is the one who synthesizes the B12. If your gut bacteria is not in good levels, no matter what diet you are eating, no matter how many supplements you are taking, it will not produce B12.
Okay.
Or it won't let you absorb the B12.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens is, when this imbalance happens, you will go through the whole cycle of, again, mood swings,
Yeah.
brain fog, impaired protein metabolism, impaired fat metabolism, and sleeplessness nights. These are all interlinked.
And it's so interesting.
And it's very complex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's so simple. Like
Yeah.
it's so simple that we just don't realize we need to increase our B12, but only if we have that deficiency. I think as well, like I met someone a couple of years ago and she said, if you are perimenopausal, these are the 5 supplements you need to take.
Yes.
And it kind of made me uncomfortable, because I was like, what if my body doesn't need that? You know, what if I'm not deficient in those areas? And I think we do need to make sure as well that our body is asking for that, and we don't just start taking loads of supplements.
Yes.
It doesn't benefit us, right?
Yes, that's where DNA test comes in.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can see where you are standing.
Yeah.
And you can go according to that.
Brilliant.
In your case, B12, B6,
Yeah.
and your protein percentage in your body.
Yeah, my body, it was saying that my body metabolizes the protein very well.
Very good. But the muscle build is not that good.
Yeah.
You know, that's where the difference.
Yeah.
So you can look into your DNA test and see what you are deficient in.
Yeah.
Okay. So this gives you a clear view about your body. Okay, now I am B12 deficient, I need to have this.
Yeah.
And that's where supplements and probiotics come in.
Definitely.
Okay. So coming to B12, methylcobalamin, okay, is the supplement you can take in, or you can thrive on prebiotics and probiotics. Okay. So as I have mentioned before, prebiotics are something which doesn't have an active bacteria in it, active gut friendly bacteria in it.
Yeah.
After you eat it, your body will start synthesizing the gut bacteria and start absorbing it. That's the prebiotics. Maybe whatever the good pulp fruits like strawberries, bananas, apples, or good vegetables will come under the category of prebiotics.
Okay.
Or a good chocolate, dark chocolate.
Okay.
You know.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Like butter chocolate.
Dark chocolate.
Yeah,
Not the one loaded with milk powder
and all
and
the
sugars.
Yeah.
Not that.
Yeah.
And coming to the probiotics.
Yeah.
Yes. Coming to probiotics, you can go for kombucha if your gut is good with it, because most of the people experience gut irritation and gastric reflux with kombucha.
Okay.
Mother apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, apple cider vinegar seems to be a very popular one at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And obviously homemade yogurt or
Yeah.
curd. For Indians, it's curd.
Yeah.
And so having probiotics early in the morning would help your gut to absorb it more. Okay. You start your day with protein and probiotics. I can say 80% of your problems will get solved. Can I say why?
Yes, please.
Yeah. First of all, high protein in the morning will cause your glucose less spike.
I've heard this. Yeah.
Yeah. So that your energy will sustain stable all over the day.
Yeah.
When your energy is sustaining all over your day, you're experiencing less mood swings,
Yeah.
less irritability, less cravings of food. I want food. No, you are not going to do that.
Yeah.
So these are the 5 things when you benefits when you are having protein first in the morning, and probiotics.
Yeah.
When you are having with a scoop of yogurt or something,
Okay.
it will soothe your gut and makes your body alkaline more, so that the
Fire.
Yeah.
The fire that's in there, we're simmering the fire a bit.
Yeah, will simmer, because most of the people have habit of having black coffee in the day.
And you're straight up and straight down then. It just,
Yeah,
there's
and
nothing-
it just causes the adrenaline rush,
Yeah.
and the whole day you are like, do this for me. No,
Yeah.
you don't have to put your body through that fluctuations. So calm yourself,
Yeah.
eat protein and probiotics in the morning, and then give 1 to 2 hours gap and then go grab your coffee.
Okay.
Don't, please don't put your body through that.
Don't do all that drama.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Such simple things we can follow.
Yes.
And I'm really excited that we're going to be having this DNA testing as part of the retreat that's happening in June.
Yes.
So all of our guests that are coming are going to have their DNA test done before they come. And I know you're going to be joining us at the retreat.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited that you'll be able to sit with them. You'll be able to help them understand what's going on, making a plan for when they're there, but also when they go home as well.
Yeah.
And really setting everyone on a journey of really positive intention, because I just don't want women anymore going through this process saying, I'm dreading perimenopause, or I hate perimenopause or menopause, and talking about all the downside. I want women to say, look, it's tough, but this is positively what I'm doing, because again, we know that our health is here.
Yes.
Our health starts here.
Yes.
So we need to put good things into our mind, which will then filter through to the rest of our body.
Yes.
And this is really what I want to empower women to do on this retreat and further afield, but definitely starting on the retreat where we empower women, we get them on that route of positivity. And I do believe it will make a huge difference to women out there with their journey of perimenopause and menopause.
Yes. I love the way you said it.
So excited. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. We could
Thank
talk
you.
for like 10 hours.
Yeah.
And we will continue to talk, but thank you so much today.
Thank you.
And I look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.